So this white girl here sued just straight out of high school, literally just graduated through her hat, hasn't even entered college yet. She entered OnlyFans to allegedly pay for college, okay? But then Uncle Shannon came along. No education needed no more, okay? And so she got involved with Shannon. It was a little role play, and apparently there was an RAPE that took place.
Williams got into a furious disagreement with Monique after he accused her of forcing Shannon Sharpe to date the young white girl who recently sued him for $50 million. Monique found out that Shannon was rolling in the sand with Tyler Perry in private after he invited her to his Club Shay Shay concert, and this infant had her in a bad mood. Their mother and everyone else know that Monique is not dating Tyler, but no one expected her to damage someone else's career, especially because she despises Tyler because he destroyed hers. Katt Williams was not present for this disaster, so he lost no time in sending Monique to hell and back. Last year, Katt ruined Shannon's performance entirely by himself when he showed up on his program. So when he found out that Monique was to blame for the whole thing, he was outraged. You all know that Shannon has essentially destroyed his career and he bears full responsibility for it. When Gabriella Zuniga, his sidekick, sued him for $50 million a few weeks ago, exposing that he had regularly abused her and participated in BDSM activities with her, he was deeply embarrassed. Shannon is a freak, as anyone who follows him knows, so his behavior wasn't shocking. That he was doing this with a 20-year-old when he's actually 60 is ridiculous, though. Moreover, he allegedly witnessed her donning her costume. According to her, Shannon had mistreated her and made multiple threats to kill her. As recently as January of this year, he slapped her after she tried to break up with him because she had cheated on him. That was one of those violent incidents. Shannon, according to her, violated her via her back hole after first violating her through her hole. He denied everything, which was expected, and even tried to discredit Gabriella's allegations by saying that she had tried to extort him by asking for $25,000 per cheek prior to this lawsuit. The publication of text messages he exchanged with Gabriella, however, in which she pleaded with him to choke her and create a black child, was a grave error.
Be a daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. And then she says, I want you to tie me up like this and use me, daddy. And you can see when these text messages were released, you can see it says like from Gabby to owner. So it's painting a picture that their relationship was giving that, you know, there was role play and everything that were happening. Now,
it was a very unfortunate situation.
It's
horrible situation.
But let me ask
Shannon Sharpe and his lawyer have handled this whole situation terribly. First of all, if you're Shannon Sharpe, you shouldn't be saying anything.
No, he shouldn't.
Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up and continue to allow your lawyer to do his job. And your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl. That right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
Yeah, or you're just scared. Yeah. Honestly, you just probably scared.
I'm with you, Charlamagne. I feel like he's being advised wrong, right? And you know, when people go through this, they go to an attorney because the attorney usually knows what's best for them. They usually know what to do. And in this situation, like any attorney would say, shut the F up and let's deal with it in court. Let's deal with facts because you can't change public opinion unless it's in court with facts. Now, but one thing I would say, if somebody said this, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and you put it in my beep and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. If that didn't happen, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Nah, we agreed on this. I'm not going to be like, I'll call you later because I'm feeling like this is a setup right here.
Absolutely.
As soon as you text me this, I'm going to feel a little, and nobody's just going to respond, I'll call you later. You're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? We both agreed to this. You know, like, this is part of the game. Like, nobody's going to respond with that, which scares me. But like Charlamagne said, shut the F up. Let the facts play out in court because right now, all this talking is doing too much.
Audio.
And it's making it worse.
Even audio when she was like, you're manipulating me. Like, even that would have been like, oh, nah. Okay, I see what this is. You know what I'm saying? Unless they were role playing.
But when you have changed that right from the door, like, what are you talking about? Like, no. Like, let's not play this game. Are you taping me? Because last night we was good with this. Like, in my opinion.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all of you guys.
Shannon also tried to take advantage of Tony Busby's representation of Gabriella, the Texas lawyer who had failed to sue Jay-Z on the same essay allegations a few months before. Tony applauded when he revealed that Shannon had tried to buy Gabriella $10 million to prevent this case from being made public. Sharpe offered Jane Doe a settlement of $10 million, but she declined. She chose to file her complaint instead. I'm proud to be her counsel. I did not seek her out as a client, and Sharpe is well aware of this. Right now, individuals started berating Shannon because if he was innocent, why was he giving Gabriella $10 million? Guilt is being committed. A tape recording of Gabriella and Shannon's phone calls and text messages was also made public by Tony the day after the publication. The text stated, "But I cried when you went because I begged you to wear a condom and not put it in my awe. But you ignored me. Our history is irrelevant to me. No means no, Shannon. I have no idea how to deal with this.
I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going."
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well...
As a result, Shannon suffered greatly and his career collapsed in front of everyone. After having the most popular black podcast, he lost a $100 million deal he was supposed to sign, was fired from ESPN, and had to pay Gabriella a hefty $30 million settlement.
It started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, "Bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on." And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support. Now,
initially, a lot of people brought up the fact that Monique and Katt Williams had attempted to counsel him to stay away from these white ladies and instead pick a suitable black woman who was his age so that they could start a family. But now, Spastia There are speculations that Monique was the one who connected Shannon to Gabriella after discovering that he was still having an affair behind the scenes with Tyler Perry, and that she even intended to conduct an in-depth interview with.
When you and I...
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. I know. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, I need you want some money to go to Starbucks? Yeah, because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's gonna say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. So he thought I was going to be scared. Come on, pick your glass up and clap for me. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, I guess I got to come on home.
Shortly after Shannon's interview with Katt went viral, Monique went off on Tyler and made an appearance on Club Shay Shay, as you may remember. In their 10-year dispute, she also called out Kevin Hart, saying he had destroyed her career. Oprah and Tyler had previously hired Kevin Hart to halt my luggage, she claimed. A few years ago, Monique says she first connected with Kevin when he asked her to be on a special episode of the podcast, Gold Mines. This offered her the chance to talk about her issues in the industry. Find out more about how she was disparaged by Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah Winfrey. After their conversation, Kevin promised her that he was on her side and would contact Tyler to ensure that he complied with her request. However, Kevin called her again a few days later and told her that Tyler was not interested in talking to her. Kevin added that he would assist Monique with any ideas she had in mind. He even made the important vow to executive produce her projects.
Kevin Hart. Now, you know when Katt Williams said gatekeepers?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, "You're like my mother, you're like my aunt, you're like my sister." Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, "I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler." I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, "Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do." Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, "Here you go." We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, "Brother, we appreciate you," with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, "I got you," I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, "I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you." I said, "Good Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol and we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you." Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive produce. They was like, "Oh, this is incredible," because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
Later, Kevin decided to change his mind and called his manager to let Monique know that he would no longer be supporting her endeavors. Monique then gave Kevin a private call to ask him the truth, and he assured her that there had been a miscommunication and promised to get back to her. However, it has been over 2 years, and he has never spoken to Monique again.
transpired between then that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship after something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again. So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that.
Monique must have been surprised to hear that. After sitting on Shannon's show and saying all of this, he turned around and lay in the sand with the people who had lied to her, even interviewing them. It's unclear exactly how she linked him to Gabriella, but that's what many people are saying. It also appears that Katt Williams called her privately to see how she was doing because she and Shannon's time at Jaguar was disrupted by her personal issues with Tyler. Her support for Monique was real, and Wright joined in as well. Shannon had no business troubling a 20-year-old, he said, and should have followed Katt's advice to stay away from white women.
A lot of people were angry at Shannon Sharpe after his Katt Williams 2024 God ain't playing with y'all interview. A lot of people were angry with him. Matter of fact, there's a lot more people who reached out to him after Katt, who he turned away because he couldn't take the heat. Is everyone forgetting that? And Katt warned him, they're gonna come for you. Monique came after that, told him, they about to get you. You better watch who you kicking it with. She told him the kindest, most polite way possible. And then all of a sudden, he's accidentally going on Instagram, setting up whole corn lives. Humiliation ritual, down to the floor. But why is nobody paying attention to? They're talking about money. 10 million offered to be quiet. She asked for 25,000 for the SCX. He wants 100 million for defamation and whoopty-whoopty-woo and all of this. Why is nobody talking about the simple fact that this is a man that's pushing 60 who's messing with a girl that's barely old enough to drink?
Yeah.
Let's stay there.
Let's stay there.
Because everybody skipped over that. Who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Yeah, his daughters are 32, son is 30.
And he keeps getting online. And somebody want to apologize to my family. No, you don't. Because you would stop. You got busted out. You did whatever you did on Instagram. And is everyone forgetting that he was just recently tied to the whole bride and with Casanat and Skip Bayless? Is everybody forgetting that just happened just a couple months ago? OnlyFans? You're negotiating $150 million big deal for your podcast outlets and all of that, which, by the way, was all set up for you by the NFL. Oh, I'm sorry. Who does Sean Carter work for?
The puzzle is puzzling.
No, last time I checked, Mr. Carter works for the NFL. And he was the one that got real smart Black Americans who were boycotting the NFL to stop giving the NFL their money. He was able to make all of that happen. I think we're past bending a knee. And then all of a sudden, Black people giving their money back to the NFL again? Those blackouts were for real, and it was costing the NFL millions. You know what else I also find funny? That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house, and how after the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m. Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him, and she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him, kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there, and she asked him, "Isn't this sexy?"
Many offered their own opinions. As usual, such as this one, he is a fool. I've had little respect for him ever since this whole issue was brought up. Even though he was typically the most rational person on TV, he was the biggest idiot ever. Additionally, I stopped watching his YouTube videos. Being so outdated and ignorant is a crime. According to someone else, Kay's ought to have been fired with bias. She actually set him up. She recorded that phone call, as you can see if you watch it. Shannon was saying something she might use again because of her. She said, "Stop manipulating me," without providing any context. Shannon didn't say anything that required that comment. In order to make Shannon mad, she wanted to annoy him. Now, though, I want your opinion. Do you think Shannon should be put up? Furthermore, do you think Monique was complicit? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Remember to see this other explicit film by clicking here.